As you can see, the roads are super icy right now because there's a snowstorm happening. Finding ways to fight Zoom fatigue may be easier than you think. The best way to keep this area clean of pet waste and to not transmit diseases is by taking one of these blue plastic bags from this area right here. The coronavirus is not only affecting health, but how much you are paying at the pump. More companies are utilizing do-it-yourself models for everything from fertility testing to checking your cholesterol. A man who served 13 years in jail for city hall robberies across Texas has now been transferred here to Wichita Falls. You see this waiver right here? Well, essential workers are being told to keep them in their cars, and if they don't, then they can be pulled over by law enforcement. About 50 people came out to support the family of Travion Jones, who died in a vehicle accident on Wednesday. Tonight, they held a candlelight vigil and a balloon release to be surrounded by the community and remember the, quote, beautiful soul that was Travion. While the family continues to mourn Travion, they say they are drawing strength from those around them.
The community will lift you up and hold you together. They will tell you to put all your burdens on them, and it means so much to the father and to the mother and to the aunts and to the uncles. They're extremely blessed and they're so appreciative, and they just want to move forward from this night. They want to just remember their son as the beautiful soul he was, and the community has helped make that happen tonight.
Folks have continued to donate to the GoFundMe page, as well as participate in raffles and auctions to help fund Travion's funeral. Travion's grandmother says she's grateful for the continued support.
To me, it shows a lot of love, that in this town we can love on one another through this bad situation that has happened.
And with love and support from others, this community hopes to continue to heal and remember the life of a precious soul. As millions of employees around the world continue to use video chat to stay connected, finding ways to fight Zoom fatigue may be easier than you think.
And you don't have that separation to where you would normally have to drive home or something that flips the switch from work to home life. You again don't have that recovery opportunity.
Fatigue, a word we are all familiar with and may have experienced in our lives. But what about Zoom fatigue? Workplace culture expert Joel Patterson says the symptoms are very clear.
It's the tiredness that you feel. It's the lack of connection that you get from your people. It's the uncertainty for some people around. If people get bored, if people don't feel like they're engaged or have something to do, they're going to become miserable fairly quickly.
Patterson says there are ways for employers to help their employees fight through Zoom fatigue with a little imagination and fun.
Filters work well. I think that if you have a theme for your meeting, those filters work really well because then people can get creative and trying to come up with the best response to whatever your theme is, like 80s hair bands or something. You can imagine what would show up in the background.
So before you decide to close that laptop, take a look at the endless possibilities to keep yourself from dozing off in front of the screen.
I couldn't see none of my arcades in here. I was amazed that everybody was interested in what I like, and that's a cool thing.
One new business is giving Texomans a treat of eating their favorite cereal while playing their favorite games all day long. And a new cereal bar called Maniac's Mansion is doing just that. Owner of Maniac's Mansion and local DJ, Marcus McGee, says his dream of opening an arcade began 3 years ago when he started collecting video games and placing them in his garage.
The opportunity came about to where I could make Maniac's Mansion, and I was like, you know what, everything that I collected, I want people to see, because a lot of people never seen any of this stuff.
Maniac's Mansion says the arcade brings him back to his childhood because he gets to play his favorite games, eat his favorite cereal, in an environment that has so much support from the community.
We've got local sponsors all over the walls that have donated their time and money to it.
The arcade helps the community because it's a place where anyone can be a kid, and with the connection of 8th Street Coffee House, it brings more excitement to downtown.
Bring your kids, bring your kids, old and young, into the concrete. Like there's no removing this.
And that nail in the concrete of downtown Wichita Falls will continue to be a place where a kid can be a kit for years to come. For Mustang News, I'm Latoya Fondren.